All right, guys, welcome back to Above Ground World News. Man, this news is getting overwhelming. Every night it's like, man, I can't even cover what I need to cover because there's so much other stuff to cover. It's crazy, man. And you can't depend on the mainstream media, man. They're losing the fight in the information war. They're going to try to take us out, but we got tons of stuff to get into. Just unbelievable. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Much love out there to everybody watches this over on D Live. At the end of the show, when I'm running the in-screen music, I'll jump over to D Live and I'll give away the treasure chest. So if you're over on D Live, by the time the ending music comes on, I'll be distributing the treasure chest over there on D Live. Anyway, here we go. Let's jump into this because it's some crazy stuff tonight. All right, so yesterday we had last couple days, the toxic flume of chemtrails that are blocking in the toxic smoke. Not even smoke, it's nanoparticulates, man, being deployed all over the sky out here in the West Coast. But here's a air now. This is where you can go check your air quality. The links are in the description. And of course, they don't put all the real bad ones at the top. They just, or they might be in, they're not really in alphabetical order. Kinda. But you gotta scroll all the way down here to Los Angeles. And then we're like in the reds, in the purples. And you can see that the air quality is just wicked over here. I mean, all the ones in the purple and the red are bad. San Fernando, San Bernardino, Santa Clara, Santa Gabriel. I mean, just tons of them. And when you get up here and you click this, very unhealthy. Health alert. Everyone may experience more serious health effects. The red, everyone may begin to experience health effects. Members of sensitive groups may experience more serious health effects. I mean, what the heck? If you're up in the dark, I don't even know what color that is. Health warnings of emergency condition. The entire population is more likely to be affected. So right now there's quite a few that are here at the 200 and 300. And I don't even know what that means because they don't really give you an explanation. You probably got to go digging. There's no ledger on here to tell you. But what we can tell you is it's some nasty particulates. It's the nanoparticulates. It's the PM 2.5s. Also known as a carcinogen. So if you're in these areas, take precautions, get a mask. I think we should all be wearing masks right now just from what's going on in the skies. All right, so let's get into some more crazy stuff. Just the other day we had a motorcycle rider killed by lightning. Hit his helmet, instantly killed him. Now, in the same area down in Florida, 2 giraffes were struck by lightning, killed instantaneously at a park. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. And why is so many things being hit by lightning? It's because of all the extra heavy metal particles up in the air, coming from the bunker fuel, coming from the ground-based water generating systems, coming from the aerosols being deployed. And that's where it's coming from. That's why the storms are more electric. Every one of them is. Everybody knows this, that these storms are not the same as they used to be. There's an engineered sound that comes with these storms, like a freight train coming in, and they last the whole storms. My wife and I both got stuck today. We were actually together. We got stuck in a freak hailstorm, hurricane force winds. And we could barely keep the car on the road. I forgot to even look if we got hail damage on the car. I thought for sure it was going to bust the side window out. This stuff was flying sideways. I did get a little bit of footage. Anyway, let's jump into the next thing because this stuff just gets crazier and crazier. FEMA to assess tornado, flood, and storm damage throughout the Show Me State. So FEMA is now in Missouri. So get ready for the land grabs. They're not there to help you. Stay away from FEMA. don't accept anything from. All right, so today over on Facebook, somebody sent me this live stream here on San Antonio about the Ebola scare that's going on. They were trying to say there's nothing to worry about, you know, and they're all basing this on the 21-day germination of the Ebola virus. But then right here, she starts talking about, well, they were flying all over from the Congo, here and there. You know, we don't know if they were flown from the Congo up to the border, but it was all just lies and BS. So this was a press conference to correct what they call misinformation, but these are the people that are the misinformation. And we're going to get into this. Ebola just spread outside the Congo for the first time since the outbreak began. And wait till we get to this one part. This is just nuts, man. So we got it getting across, all across. Several articles are coming out about this. So this was out of Congo. This is in Uganda. Couple cases confirmed. And here's where it gets nuts. I mean, this is just big time nuts. The link's in the description. This is coming from Trumpet News. I just subbed to him today. So, but here, I'll just play a little clip. Hopefully you don't mind. In fact, go check them out and give them a like or whatever. Let them know we sent them. But here we go. Let's play this little clip.
Enjoy the feed.
Make sure you get all this in and all three of them.
Apparently I didn't have it queued up right.
Notice the gate is open. As I told you yesterday, the ACLU was filing a lawsuit with the with the Water Commission down here, and they just came down here. Federal officers, right there. Okay, they just came down here, opened the gate, and padlocked the gate open. Okay, the gate is actually locked open. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this is probably one of the biggest, because the ACLU put pressure on the Bureau of Land and Water Management.
So do you catch that, guys? The Border Patrol, they're opening up the gates to the border to let the people in, even though they're supposed to be protecting the American homeland, and they're not. They are letting these people come in. We got the Ebola scare. Here's a guy that I think owns part of this property.
Clear path. Jim, I'm going to interfere with your video because this being said, bring that fucking camera over here.
This is the owner of the property, guys.
I'm a co-owner.
Co-owner of the property. He's got a few things he wants to say.
That's a bunch of leftist Obama holdovers. Keep that in mind. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, they're all that part, they all work together. But my point is, the border is being locked open. They're letting people flow through here at the same time, you know, that this Ebola scare is going on. We don't know. You know, I'm not into the vaccinations. I don't promote them, but you would think if you were bringing people in or letting them come through, they would have to be up to date on all their stuff. This is, so on top of the floods and all the different things and diseases that can come from the floods, they're also letting people in here, apparently unvaccinated, unchecked. We don't know what could be coming across this border, but to me, this is a red alert. We should be able to go down here and lock this gate and patrol it ourselves, because them people are not patrolling the border. They got it open, which I think is just complete BS, man. I mean, this pisses me off beyond belief. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to do about this other than getting the militia down here and guarding our own border. Screw these people. So all the links for that, if you want to watch that whole video, it is in there. And here's, I just seen this text here, or somebody sent me this, something. Congo people in Texas illegally, there's an Ebola outbreak there. Why are they here without quarantine? One infection can disseminate millions. Obama lied, no cure for Ebola. I was biospec, and army people will die if one gets in, more on the way. So this is a real thing, man. And they're trying to say there is nothing to worry about, and it takes 21 days before they show these symptoms, and they're not infectious until they're showing the symptoms, but they're flying these guys around. You know, back in September 20th, September 28th is when Ebola first arrived in the United States. So, pretty crazy stuff, man. This is the kind of stuff that the New World Order just loves. And then we got China invents mind reading chip called Brain Talker that sends your thoughts to a computer. I mean, they're full scale NWO out here. I mean, all the stuff I've had to report on over here, how they're implanting human brains in monkeys. They're drilling holes in people's skulls and injecting thoughts in there. You know, also using electroshock therapy in the brain. And they're saying it's to cure depression and stuff like that. I mean, it's just madmen all over the planet. All right, so we got something erupting under the West Coast. Now, I was watching some of these videos here. Here, let's just play a little clip of this.
That, my goodness.
And it starts turning a freaky color. We get it up.
There's a lot of gas bubbles coming out.
Yeah, right there. Right there is where the really freaky.
Look how yellow that is.
So what the hell is going on underneath the West Coast? We got that toxic air over there. It's being trapped in by the aerosols being deployed. And anyway, like the link's in here if you guys want to check this out a little farther. I watched a couple of videos of this channel here, the Ocean Exploration website. But yeah, man, there's some stuff erupting out here. And I don't know what it is, but it doesn't look good. It could be the methane. Who knows? A lot of weird earth changes going on. We also have 5,000 people without power in New Orleans. And you know what caused this? Another barge. Another barge broke loose or just went floating down the river and hit a major electrical power plant thing. Just crazy stuff, man. Like, how do you keep up with all this stuff? It's like almost impossible. And then we got this video here, that same lady up in North Missouri. I can't remember her name, but the channel's called Face It Fearless Preps. I think she was on Radical Ralph's show this morning from what the video said. She's going to be interviewing tons of officials this week, so keep an eye on this. Links in the description. And look, as she's talking, showing what's going on behind her, they are spraying the aerosols. We got bombarded yesterday. Today we got hit with the freak hailstorm. So just crazy stuff going on. Wanted to show you, take you over here to my personal Facebook page and show you this freaking storm right here. This was in Illinois. Look at this wall cloud, man. What in the heck is this? This thing is on the ground. This is in no way normal, man. Look at this thing. Let me get this full screen. I mean, that is, I've been underneath a few wall clouds and shelf clouds. That is on the ground. That's just nuts right there. Can't remember if there's something else on here I was going to show you. Yeah, then we have Dallas is still without power, day 3. Could be days before they can get this thing back on. They opened some of the dam gates up and all that stuff, man. Just insane stuff going on. Oh, I didn't look at that. That was some kind of scalar weapon thing. Oh, I was looking at this. Somebody sent me this guy sent me this picture out of Australia, which I knew exactly what it was, which I posted what it was. This is the Northwest Cape, Australian. This thing here features 13 tall radio towers. Tallest tower is called Tower 0. 387 meters tall. That's 1,270 feet tall. And it was for a while the tallest man-made structures in the hemisphere. 6 towers are all shaped in a hexagram. This sucker's putting out 2,000 kilowatts. You find out more information at the Climate Viewer. All right, let me, yeah, I was actually over here checking it out. But just another facility to modify the weather. I was over here checking all these digisons and stuff. I mean, this is just in Australia. You have the this antenna system right here. See, like, I don't know which one is David Miles one. You know, I don't know which one he's using when he's down here. We know he put the fires out. And yeah, look at that crazy thing. Even New Zealand has a UN radar, Tiger System 3. I seen one of these up in Omaha. Looks like the same setup. Yeah, when you go around and, what are the yellow dots? I can't remember what them are. Oh, they were launch centers. But yeah, these are all the VLF transmitters, the digisons, the ionospheric heaters. What else do I got on here? I have the, well, if I can click on them, the radiation imaging telescope array system. Wow, look at this one. This is a super darn. Right there in Kansas. Look at the direction them are pointing. Wonder if that has anything to do with steering the tornadoes. Not really sure on that, but yeah, these are all the weather. Just some of them, man. This is just a small portion of some of the weather manipulation tools that they use to fabricate our weather. We have all the proof for it. All right, let me see here. I got so many more articles. I ain't got this thing loaded yet, so I'm gonna let that kind of catch up here. Let me see, what else did I have? We also have over in Asia, they're getting ready to evacuate for the cyclone, which we probably won't get into that tonight. Down in Australia, you have cattle that are foaming at the mouth. They trampled a fleeing woman in Wales. I don't know what this one's about. Here, let me bring this one in, because I'm not even sure what that one was about. So a 49-year-old grandmother in Wales reported luckily to be alive after she was trampled by a frenzied herd of cattle while walking in the countryside. She was charged by the animals, blah, blah, blah. So what caused this? So they were foaming at the mouth in some sort of frenzy, and the bull was gouging the ground with his head and stamping his feet. They've never seen anything like it before. So she broke her shoulder, 7 ribs, and messed her hand up. And the granddaughter only got hurt by bruises. So really crazy stuff going on down in Australia. We just keep seeing it every day. now. So flu not the only illness to worry about this winter, with croup and pneumonia also on the rise. So they're going to be pushing more of the vaccinations. Here, I didn't have all these in here, so let me pop a couple more of these in here. Yeah, man, just so many news stories. It's like I can't even cover all this stuff and the weather. Like, I don't know who else covers all this stuff. But, like, a lot of this needs to get out. So, fracking exploration will be coming in days, if not weeks. So, they lifted the 3-year memorandum or whatever that is on the exploration of fracking onshore. So they're going to start fracking down here even more. And this is just more bad news, because when they're fracking the planet, they're turning it into Swiss cheese, and it's changing the seismic plates, like where the pressure normally goes. It's going to find a weak spot in all this fracking. That's one of my main worries, is how they're fracking into the side of Yellowstone all the way down to the, pretty much down to the coast. You know, one little movement could happen from anything. The weight of the water could be seismic pressure coming in, and all of a sudden you have a magma flow going where it shouldn't be going. So anyway, just some crazy stuff. Nearly 1 billion people facing high exposure to climate change effects. That's code word for climate control. So nearly 1 billion people are facing climate change hazards globally. And we know this is all man-made, man. Every bit of it. Hold on, let me get a drink here. So there's something going on with the groundwater down here. Groundwater management plan is set down for tomorrow, with environmental saying if Queensland government gives the green light, it has set a precedent for 6 other mines also planned in the region to allow to break ground within weeks. So this is probably something to do with the fracking. Whenever you're fracking, you're pumping the toxic wastewater down in there, and then it gets into the water aquifers. And they're looking for the fires too. We got the fires going on all over the United States already. All right, so we can go ahead and jump out of all this. And that's just maybe a quarter of what I got in the emails today. And I haven't even got to read all the emails. I probably read like 15 emails. I haven't even got down through hardly any of it. All right, so this is probably still not loaded. Let's go ahead and bring up some weather maps here and stuff like that. All right, let's see what we got going here. You know, I'm going to have to go back and look at my own 16-day forecast to see if I had that little freak storm that popped up over Kansas City. I remember talking about Kansas City, but I thought it was going to be later in the week. But I'm going to have to go back and watch my own broadcast, because apparently I did not pay attention, because I had no idea that storm was coming. So I'll have to go back and watch my own broadcast just to see if I should have known about this today. All right, so we're going to have to wait on all this. The stream is at least in the green, though. So hopefully it's running a little better tonight. Didn't get a chance to load all this up, so we're just kind of waiting on it. Trying to see if I can spot Yep, there they are. There's the bunker fuel being deployed. They're a little farther north today. They're right where they usually are, right there at the, if you take this border of Oregon and California, go straight over, that's where they're at. Let me see if I can get to 3.7 microns to load today. And see if we can stand them out a little better. Hey, no problem there, St. James. We have to do it. You notice everything is X. Generation X. Planet X. You know. We're Generation X. We're like the last people that are going to be able to fight this, because all the younger, all the millennials, they're all been brainwashed, man. Their minds have already been took over, most of them. So yeah, we can see they're deploying the bunker fuel still. And in fact, they're in a bigger area. I mean, they're going, this is huge, in a big sea. So hopefully you guys can see that. They're all the way up here. Several ships going all down through here. We have a couple tic-tac-toe boards going down here. Tons of them. So there's a massive operation still in full force out here. And we should see if this picks them up anywhere else. And I'm not seeing it anywhere else. So we'll go ahead and take that off. Man, I don't know if I'm going to get this sucker to load. Yeah, it's pretty weird, man. You see that X is on a lot of things, you know, like X this out. There was a bunch of other things I was, you know, going through my mind earlier, which I forgot half of it today. Swamped at work, still a corporate slave, so I still had to work. But yeah, so here is the long wave radar right here. Let's go ahead and put any watches and warnings on to see what's going on. Yeah, I usually like to have all this stuff loaded, but just didn't get time. Didn't want to start super late. Nice crowd out there, guys. Much love out there. That's how we got to do it, man. We have to share this stuff out. I mean, I depend on you guys to get this shared. If it wasn't for you guys, we would not be growing. We would not have help getting this out, because YouTube definitely don't put these videos in the recommended. So tons of flood warnings. Yeah, there was that thunderstorm that popped up. Tons of rain over in the east, down in Louisiana, right there in the dead zone. We had the zombie storm yesterday over the storm blowing up in Oregon. And has anybody noticed that the wind patterns are all wrong? They're all wrong. In fact, I need to bring up the mimic map. The cloud patterns are flowing the wrong way. So here is our cyclone. Let's see if it's still going to be a Cat 1, Cat 2. You guys probably won't be able to see this. Wow, it's taking a weird turn now. You know what? It's going right where I said it's going to go up into the desert of China. I guarantee it. They're definitely steering this sucker right now. It's at a Cat 2. I can bring this in, this model in. Hold on here. I'll bring up the mimic, and then we'll go over to the tropical tidbits so you guys can see the models. Yeah, I'm talking about the major flow patterns just within the last day have changed, man. Let me check this current storms. Here's our pass here. So this one was supposed to, yeah, here was the original GFS model. It was supposed to just go right up and then right in here, but I think this thing's going to go out and then go up into China and rain in the desert. That's where they want it to go. That's what they said. So we'll see if they get that thing steered up there. Yeah, right now, we get this where I can see it. So it's running at about 7 knots. The wave heights are around 30 foot. Winds are about 105 knots. So yeah, that's like a Cat 2 right now. All right. So I need to get the I need to get this where we can see a bigger swath here, just to show you that the wind patterns are running the wrong way. Yeah, let me try down here in the tropics, because I'm trying to catch the hurricanes way before the mainstream does. And then I'm like, what in the heck is going on? The dust that usually comes off the Saharan desert is running the wrong way. I've never ever seen that. So hopefully this will show it. We'll give that a minute to load while we check the mimic. Yeah, after the storm blew through, it was really nice. So yeah, they according to the mimic, that thing's already going up to the original area. It's already hit India right there, unless it's going to bounce back out. Man, if that goes up into China, won't be mind blown, but that's right where I thought they were going to take it. And of course, look at these weird waves. These are like in waves. Never ever seen that at all in the last 6 years. So this thing should be swirling just like that. It's like they've straightened out the atmospheric river, or they're pulling it all up into the Gulf of Mexico. Something is wrong with this atmospheric river. I could probably go back into the archives or load up an old one, and we could see how this thing is supposed to flow. So you notice all this is going from east to west, right there at the equator. Now hopefully this is loaded. Now look at the clouds. They're going the wrong way. They're headed towards the Sahara Desert. That has never happened since I've watched these maps, watched down here in the tropics. Maybe way up here, but not down here by the equator. So something is going on down here. What's pretty crazy is right here, right where this storm is actually going backwards. We can go take a look at what's right there. And everybody will see what's here because you've seen it on all the James Bond movies. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. How about the Arecibo? Remember this thing for the James Bond movies? Well, they built some ionospheric heaters inside this thing. This thing is huge. This is a 1,000-foot dish. It's, you know, at the time it's putting off 600,000 watts, 200 megawatts at a frequency of 5.1 through 8.175. So yeah, I don't know if they've built the new facility inside here yet, but that could definitely most likely make the clouds run backwards. I don't know if it could move the jet stream, but you also have a Digison right here. You've got a VLF transmitter. This is a 250 kilowatt transmitter. And you got a few other things. It's all part of the low frequency network. Is this the low or the high? Let me look here. I can't get it to go. So yeah, man, something is wrong right here. And then the atmospheric river is not, you know, it's not flowing like waves. So we have the weather is running backwards right here. This stuff normally goes from the desert out towards us. So something is going on down here. Something is being manipulated. Something is definitely out of whack. With a flow like this, we shouldn't see any hurricanes over here because it's going backwards. Anyway, that just blew my mind when I seen that today. All right, hopefully we can get this kind of, man, it still is not cleared out. Yep, can't even check the other layers. All right, we're just gonna have to make do. Hey, thanks there, Susan. Yeah, I did have a thing up on the temperatures, man. What's really crazy is up in Washington and Oregon, they're breaking heat records. They're breaking their old heat records by 4 and 5 degrees. So there's like a pocket of hot air. In fact, we're going to take a look at that. Where did my tropical tidbits go? It's gone. Let me stop all this stuff so it's not taking bandwidth. Yeah, I got that stopped. Let me go ahead and get this back over where I need it. Change a couple things. So we want to put that on there. And we see the atmospheric river is also not going, it's trying to go, look, it's trying to go back to its original spot up in the Aleutian Island chains. But they've split it in two. We know all these ships are right out here, right in this high pressure system. So this is where the weather modification ships are. The atmospheric river is trying, like with all get out, to get up there into the Aleutian Island chain where it normally belongs. The atmospheric river is not flowing like it normally does. Look, you even have some kind of piece of it being pulled up right below where the ships are. So just mass effects going on with this atmospheric river, the river of the sky. We already know the companies that steer that, and that's what causes all the floods. So here we are looking at our rain map right now. Let's go ahead and just take this up a couple days. Yeah, we'll take a look at the jet streams when we get to the Earth null. And then we'll really be able to see what them ships are doing with that. Hey, thanks out there, Christy and Bamboo. Much love out there. So yeah, here over the next 6, here's the next 12 hours. Could be, you know, if this thing hits on land, it's already off. So, yeah, in 6 hours. Could have a little severe storm. Yeah, that was a wicked little storm that come through here, Missouri. So here's that pretty good low pressure, not super big. So that's gonna be heavy rains for Wisconsin, Michigan, the whole Ohio, Mississippi valleys, or Ohio Valley up there, the whole Northeast. Severe weather for Friday, right here at the border of Oklahoma and Texas, right where that crazy anomaly was yesterday, exact spot. So maybe that was like a precursor for this next big system. That's weird. We got a pretty low pressure here, but nothing building off it yet, so we need to watch that. All right, the other thing we could check is the temperatures. If I can get on the right layer here. So let's just kind of check and see where all the hot spots are. All right, let me just take this up. Oh, this ain't even on right now. Hold on, I'm minus 60 hours. What the heck? Let me get up here. All right, so here's the 24-hour forecast. I'm in the positive now. All right, let me take this out. So we did get a cool down here in Missouri. We're down actually pretty damn cool right now. So we got some 103s. So let's just see. Yeah, now here's a crazy heat up. So look at this. We're going from some 30s, 50s, you know, the yellowish are the 60s, and then look in 6 hours. Wham! What is this about? So it looks like we're going to have a pretty big time heat wave on Friday. And that's going to go all the way up into Canada. Triple digits on the Nevada, Southern California, Arizona. And then another heat wave on Saturday. Like, this is just pretty crazy, the temperature swings. I'm just kind of scrolling through this real fast, see if anything. Wow. Now there's going to be a hot time here on June 22nd. We need to bring this into the 16-day forecast. So you got a couple days of extreme triple-digit heat coming up. So all that snow that was up in the mountains, if it hits 108 over here, it's all melting. That's crazy temperatures right there. All right, I just wanted to kind of take this look. Okay, one more thing we need to look at. We'll see where the target zones are for the moisture. And it's in the same place as the 16-day forecast. It's right here over Arkansas, Oklahoma, where all the water is flowing south. We're going to get inundated with up to almost 2 feet of rain over the next 14 days, 16 days. And then they're going to be flooding way up here in North Dakota. You're looking at 10 to 12 inches of moisture. Keeping it kind of not too bad there in the east. So big time rain still coming. It's not over. Look, there's nothing showing up where that super heat anomaly is. So apparently it's not going to rain anywhere down here. That's just going to be where they start deploying the chemtrails to create all the rest of the weather. All right, so here we are. We're going to take a look at these cirrus clouds. They call these the cirrus. Cirrus clouds are chemtrails. They're not natural clouds. These are man-made clouds. And we're going to zoom in on California because they are getting completely waxed right now, completely bombarded. And you want to know why? They got toxic air. I'm getting ready to show you. Not only do you have the most toxic emissions on the planet being deployed by the weather modification ships, you have an aerosol bombardment in the same place. So here, along with the ships are a little farther out, and they're a little like up in here, but way over. We'll show them here in a minute. But you have aerosols being deployed straight out from Northern California. All these straight lines, and these are cloud seeding and nanoparticulates. So let's just get this up where we can see. So we got to wait on this to load. Anyway, nice crowd out there. Thanks everybody for joining us. And we're going to show you just what a bombardment, what a waxing. Look at this toxic flume. These are all toxic fake clouds right here. So heavy aerosols right there in Arizona. And here it starts in California. I'm going to have to zoom in a little more. Wow, that is completely ridiculous. We got to get a little closer. So we're going to go to the Southern California today. Wow, I can already see the ship tracks out there. All right, let's give this just a second to load. And This is all part of the New World Order, man. This is a worldwide operation. You see all these, you know, guys coming out here saying they have to try something to battle the climate change, battle the global warming. That's all a front. They've already been doing it. They've been modifying the weather since the 1800s. We've showed all the proof, all the articles. Just go to weathermodificationhistory.org, and you can see that they've been fabricating or trying to fabricate the weather and modify the weather since the 1800s. So look, it starts out with one big X. This is not contrails. It's not a water vapor. This thing, watch, it's going to turn into a system. So they targeted, these are targeted aerosols, all these straight lines. These are aircraft, drones, you know, whatever else they have flying up there. And this is to create the next system. Now they can do such a thing as overseed the clouds. They can do a thing, you know, called rain retardant, or they can bury it. So maybe they're, you know, we don't know till this gets across if this is for a rainmaker or to dry it out. Almost looks like they did the money symbol right there. Who's paying for this? We are. How about the trillions of dollars that are missing? So heavy aerosol. I mean, this is just disgusting going on here in California. While we're here, let's go ahead and put this on the microphysics and go check the shipping operations. While I'm trying to get this load, I'll play a little clip since we got a lot of people in here. I'm going to play a little clip of NASA admitting that they're changing the climate with the doped up jet fuel. So here we go.
So you just mentioned contrails. So how do the contrails affect or have an impact on the climate?
Right. Well, contrails have a huge impact on climate. And so, in fact, some of the recent modeling work that has come out of DLR suggests that contrails today, just the ones that we're able to see up in the sky, maybe today, this week, this month, have a larger impact on Earth's climate than all of the carbon dioxide emitted by aircraft since the first powered airplane flight. So that's a huge effect. And so even as CO2 accumulates, greenhouse gases accumulate in the atmosphere, the impact of these contrails trapping heat and reflecting sunlight back into space is having a huge effect on the Earth's energy balance. And so
that's right, ladies and gentlemen, they're dumping more particles this week than all of the aviation since the very first plane. That's why our skies are so toxic. That's why we're all have a chest infection. That's why we're all sick. That's why all the
Residents in southern Tasmania are demanding to know why cloud seeding was conducted over the Derwent River catchment the day before the worst floods in 40 years. Cloud seeding is a technique used to increase rain. Hydro Tasmania has confirmed it flew a cloud seeding flight despite the weather warnings. Farmers believe the technique could have made the...
All right, guys, so here we are. Here's California, and now in the white lines in here, that is the ships. They're dumping the bunker fuel. That's the most toxic emissions on the planet. The dark blue lines that you can see, I know you can see them over on DLive. YouTube's pretty fuzzy during the live, but after it processes, you're going to see this huge operation out here, and we contribute that to the like a Pandora fog exercise. Hold on, let me see if I can cue that up. I'll have to stop this video that pops up at first, but give me a second here.
Residents in southern Tasmania are demanding to know why cloud seeding was conducted.
Excuse for it is just ridiculous. All right, where is it here? I know I got it. Might take me a second to find it here. Here it is, I think. No, that's not it, I don't think. Where is that damn thing? Oh, here it is. Okay.
The Navy Warfare Development Command tested a new anti-ship missile defense system June 21st through 25th. Pandora Fog consists of shipboard radar-absorbing carbon fiber clouds tested under a variety of at-sea conditions using assets from the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force. These man-made clouds are part of a layered defense and are capable of preventing a missile from detecting and striking its target.
These are, I mean, that just don't even make sense, but they expect you to believe that. That's almost as bad as the Birdman.
No, the only road that's passable and left is Schuster Road. 1241 en route to the CT. Was that traffic for me? Affirmative, it's confirmed the track's out of service. Okay, we got it.
I'm going to have to show you something here.
Interesting, near the center of Hurricane Hermine, right before it made landfall Thursday evening in Florida. You know what you're seeing there in the middle of the eye here? This is the eye of the storm where it's pretty quiet, so you wouldn't expect there's going to be any rain there. This is actually birds. Yeah, birds actually showed up in the middle of this hurricane, as they often do. We saw this with Hurricane Arthur a couple years ago. This is a product that shows you how similarly shaped everything is, where you see the red colors, you got a lot of similar things flying around like rain. All this blue stuff here is, you know, a mixture of birds, maybe some feathers flying around. This product shows you what shape things are, okay? And basically when you see these kind of higher colors here, like the purples and the whites, that's when things are more hamburger shaped rather than, you know, vertically shaped. So think about how birds fly. Right? So they're kind of, they would appear more hamburger shaped to the radar. That's why they're showing up like that in there. Very, very interesting stuff.
When we have these earthquakes, is the birds. We can see this. So what I want to do here, I'm showing you radar here over the last couple of hours. See how it's quiet? This was before the earthquake. Watch behind me as all of a sudden you start to see all of that green. What that actually is the birds taking flight as that earthquake came through. So I'm going to reverse it.
All right, guys, according to our meteorologists, we are being invaded by birds. And they expect us to believe that when we have beams coming out of the radars all the time. And these beams, like we got one, we got quite a few coming out there out of southern Nevada. And what these are, if these things are running for more than 5 to 7 minutes, that's called searchlight mode. That's a maintenance mode. And there's regulations on these things, but we're finding these things running for sometimes hours. And that's, you know, tons of microwave energy coming off there, radio frequencies, all kinds of different frequencies affecting the wildlife, affecting people. I know I'm highly sensitive to that stuff. And, yeah, just crazy stuff. I wanted to check these radars real quick. And you can see a perfect example up here off this one in Utah. Like if you zoom in on that one, you can actually see the transmissions going out, going over to the military base and then returning back. And they're like in a Morse code of signals. It's pretty crazy. We spot it all the time. You can see they wanted that rain to flow through because they turned off the radars. And that's one thing you can watch. Where they want this to go, they turn the radar signals down. If they're trying to slow it down or stop it, they crank them up. Also, if on the backside, as soon as the storm goes by, if they crank that baby up, they're trying to push it off a little faster. You can actually see them creating vortexes with these things. So it's pretty crazy. Anyway, guys, we're going to call this a show. We're going to hit the exit screen. And we're going to rise. We're going to rise. I'll come join you in chat. Thanks, everybody, for sharing this stuff out, helping us get this thing rolling. Anyway, guys, much love out there. God bless. Till tomorrow, God willing, we'll be back. Anyway, let's rock out. Turn it up.